Hello and welcome to SGS NATO's Nightmare. This video today is intended to show you the first two turns of a campaign. So what we're going to go ahead and do then is go through everything that a new player would do. Except I'm going to go with European War over here, 1985 for the advanced campaign. I will be playing Warsaw Pact versus a NATO AI here to begin with. That's just so I can just try and show you guys the first turn from the side that has to conduct an offensive. I think that's probably a good learning instrument. If you guys would like to see a first turn or two turns from a NATO perspective, then that can be done in the future as well. The game will just take a little bit of time here to load. I figured it is worth showing everything here so you guys really get a full experience of what it's like to play the game from installing it, loading it up, and getting to the actual game itself. I'm a huge fan of the music, it's never let me down, I actually really do enjoy it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pick cards. I don't have a tremendous amount of time to really talk about it, but I will talk about it as we go through. Now, I'm a big advocate of going big or going home, so we're going to go ahead and play a couple cards here. We're going to go ahead and play Doomed. If you'd like to read the descriptions, go ahead and pause the video, and you can do that and enjoy them. We're going to go for total preparation as well. Okay. We'll go for joint commands. Stunning planning so we can gain additional movement points. Implement air superiority. Mobilize the East German forces. Mobilize the Polish forces. And I'm going to go ahead and spend those points here on these fellows here, these combat units. We will mobilize the Hungarian forces as well. I'm going to go ahead and rebuild the most powerful units. You can see here that these fellows... Movement point modifier. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and select the tank unit here then. Okay. We'll ferment industrial sabotage. And I'm not going to delay France's entry. And if I had the choice... Okay, I'm going to go ahead... I'm going to go for preparation of Czechoslovakia as well. This one over here just costs income, but that will come to bite us later. This one reduces income and VPs per turn, but it does affect NATO. I'm not going to use that this time. So you can see that we do have a couple additional cards here. I'm going to go ahead and deploy in the north. This is the 11th Army Baltic Military Division is diverted from Central European Theatre to the Northern Theatre, Norway axis. Increases the chances of victory in the north, prevents chance of defeat, draw at worst. But it importantly gains us 40 victory points, which we will be able to spend up here. You'll see here shortly. And now what I'm going to go ahead and do is, I do like these units. Mini brigade-sized air assault operations preferred over large airborne drops. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of the air mobile units. They are very, very mobile, as you would imagine. We do have reinforcements over here with the KGB brigades. Now that would cost us about 7 replacement points and 5 victory points, but that is worthwhile. So I'm going to go ahead and deploy my KGB units over here. These guys are fantastic in the fact that they will give a bonus to other units as well. You can imagine it wouldn't be ideal having the KGB up there. I mean, the KGB, probably not the worst guys you could expect to meet. They're more like the Soviet Union's FBI, I guess, than like the CIA. I forget the name of the branch that was kind of like the CIA. But yeah, these guys are a military... well, a police force with a military. Okay. Have them in there. And we have them deployed. We'll move now into modernization of the Pact, which is 30. And we do have Goals Plan military priority. This one is fantastic. So Goals Plan organization responsible for planning economic production, everything from cloven butters to locomotives. Prioritizes military modernization. Modernization, I should say. Now that is going to massively cut into our income. But it does mean that we'll go from having such things like SU-7s. More importantly, this is going to really radically modernize the Soviet military. Now, if I take a look over here, we have a unit of T-80 somewhere. The fact I'm struggling to find T-80s will show you the difference in a moment. There we go. We've got the 79th Guards Tank Division with T-80s. Now, if I go ahead and convert, yeah, you can see that things will begin to change. There's a lot of nice, things here. T80, T80, T72, T80, T64, still a very good tank. T80, T80, T80. Okay. As you can see, there's quite a large increase in quality of our forces here. That's pretty massive. We'll go ahead and modernize the Pact as well. So you'll see here that we have T55s. They're going to be modernized to T55 AMs. Yep. Which is really quite cool. I always like the AM. It looks very cool. I don't know why. It just looks so cool. We also do have T72Ms as well, the more modernized variants of it as well. There we are. Okay. So move then. NATO's going to go ahead and play. I'll go ahead and show these. You guys can pause the video if you'd like and take a look. I am trying to move very quickly here so I can go through the full campaign. I had originally been asked to only show off a scenario, but I'm a big believer in the fact that people need to see a full turn, a big turn. Right, so we have US massive modernization here. US rapidly accelerates military modernization. We have partial mobilization. We have drawn quite lucky here. For defense, okay, for 4 turns, all NATO units within 2 regions in a German border gain defense. Okay. Alternative deployments, they're going to rearrange the deployment of some of their forces here. Okay, when you do play against the AI has a number of profiles it can adopt, and that will dictate the moves it makes and the cards it picks. Now, when you play against the human opponents, obviously that all goes out the window, and you're never quite sure what to expect. But you can always expect it's going to be bad for you and good for them. Okay. Now, we are seeing the movement of forces. Okay, towards Fulda. So that is going to be quite nasty. Even if we do break through at Fulda, we'll have to deal with the Germans over there as well. Which is not the worst thing in the world, because it does mean that we can attack them in likely the first turn. So if you take a look at the NATO cards over here, it gives us an idea of what they're going to be going for. That's a lot of VPs there. They gain a lot from that. They also do gain combat factor from that, but they lose movement points, which may hurt them. They're going to find it harder to deploy, but they have gone for alternate redeployment, and they've gone for massive modernization of US forces, but only partial mobilization. So we have a continuation test of the KGB wet operations, and they fail, unfortunately. Okay. We have a number of cards here, such as the invasion of Austria, which I will go for. Now, this does have the invasion of Yugoslavia event, which could go badly for us, but we'll see. It does mean that Italians will arrive as well, but it's not too bad. It means essentially that we'll have the Hungarians active as well. We'll go for NATO base raids over here. So Spetsnaz attack NATO airbase. Each air unit inside an airbase suffers -5 MP this turn and hit on a roll of 0 to 6. It does generate additional tension, but it's well worth doing. Okay, we have a number of cards here. We have here Fallschirmjäger Battalion. Okay, go ahead and use them. Amphibious operations, playable from turn 1 to 3 and then removed. Okay. Amphibious regiments are available. Units are mobilized 1 turn. So that costs us 15 victory points. We have here currently 29. I'm going to go ahead and... Let's see, can I afford these others? I do want to go for chemical. So I'm actually going to avoid amphibious operations for the time being. Right, tactical nuclear weapons. Ooh, okay. How many VPs do we have here now? 29. Maybe in the future I might actually try to maximize... Oh, actually I can use that without using victory points. We'll go ahead and use chemical weapons. I'm also going to authorize the use of tactical nuclear weapons here as well, actually. This will be the first time I've used it myself, but I'm looking forward to seeing how it works out. So you can see here we have our air mobile units. And what I'm interested in doing here then is trying to facilitate my movement and trying to make it difficult for the enemy. I would like to try and block the NATO forces from retreat so I can just crush them, basically. I can't guarantee that these promises are empty, but it would be nice if they were. Now, the difficulty for the Warsaw Pact player is you want to get across here, And you can do so, you just have to cross a river here. But these aren't really good. We've got forests and roads, and cities and forests. So you could go from here and cross the river. It's a small river, I believe, but it's still not ideal. Moving through Hamburg and Eisendorf would be better. Ideally, I'd like to try and prevent a large force moving into Hamburg and really slowing me down. I could move over here to Dortmund. We could move out here as well. This is just in the center here. I could attempt to take on the airfield here, which would be quite nice. Taking out enemy airfields is a pretty good thing there. If we could do that, that'd actually be a nice little victory there. Try and reduce the amount of air power that NATO has. Also, Hanover is going to be a major problem. Hanover itself, I mean, you can see how the rivers are. It's going to be a pretty big problem. There is going to be the British Army of the Rhine over here. What I'm likely to do here, then, let's see. I'd really like to move through this area quickly. But I also want to make sure that these units survive, because they are very valuable. They can move very quickly later on. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and deploy around here, I believe. In fact, no. I'm going to try and isolate the city over here. Not suggesting that this is the best solution. But I want to try and slow down NATO reinforcements. So in fact, I'm going to go ahead and go for here. And try and block this point, because this is where they cross over into Bremen. I'm going to place a couple units out there. One over here to try and take advantage of the airfield. Okay. Now we do have Nuremberg. I can imagine Nuremberg is likely occupied. So it's not exactly an ideal thing to do there. But again, let's see. We do have Würzburg over here. However you wish to pronounce that. I'm not very good at it. But you can see, well, I'm not aware if there's units there or not. We did see that units have been deployed over here. I could try and control this, which would stop additional reinforcements coming. Or at least slow them down ever so slightly. And again, over this way, we could try and slow down reinforcements. I'd imagine that Italians would be coming up this way. Or moving into Austria proper. What I'm going to go ahead and do then is just really try to concentrate my forces. If there's certain areas I can definitely try and control, that's well worth doing. Würzburg is pretty useful. Let's see. I'm going to focus over here to the north. I'm going to try and slow down enemy reinforcements. So place 2 in this area. I'm not guaranteeing that they will survive, but we'll see. Okay, so we do have our chemical units over here. Because we've authorized the use of chemical warfare, it does mean that we have chemical agent carrying squadrons. We'll also have land units as well carrying chemical weapons. These are the units that really will speed up your progress. I can assure you of that one. So I'm going to have them fairly concentrated. I do think that they're a kind of unit where you really throw them at the enemy. When you have aerial supremacy, you really throw them at the enemy. So what we'll go ahead and do then is use them against the British Army of the Rhine and the Americans. I really do want to try and break the British Army of the Rhine. And using chemical weapons is definitely going to help with that. Now, I do know that we have the Germans as well to face, so we'll have to manage that, but yeah. We're going to concentrate them and operate them in pairs. We do then have our chemical weapons here as well, so chemical area, yeah, launched by means of artillery. These guys are very good, very strong units. So we'll have them basically concentrated where we want to break through. Like I said, breaking through to Hanover is going to be very important. And just in general, trying to defeat the British Army of the Rhine is going to be very important. I'd recommend having them basically with your Soviet unit. So we'll place another one down here. Okay. We also do have the use of... wow, okay. The counter represents a whole spectrum of tactical nuclear weapons. Tactical... Yes, okay. I've never actually used these, so this is going to be really quite fun. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is likely use them in Hanover or Hamburg. I'm going to go for Hanover, and I'm not so sure what could be there. I could try and smash them over here as well. breaking the US would be good there, but I do know that there's a German unit there. I'm going to go ahead and... let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and use them primarily against units that I know of. I know there's going to likely be a concentration of British Army of the Rhine around here. I'm not too sure. I could also use them against airfields, so let's see. We know this airfield seems to be occupied. I could also use them further to the rear, try and hit enemy units. But I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is use them in a tactical role. So we'll have a deployment over here to Fulda. Wouldn't like to be the Soviets around that area. We know that there were Germans there. I'm going to go ahead to Würzburg as well. I know I'm butchering that pronunciation, but you know. Over here too. And we'll go with Hamburg. There we are. Mobilize the Polish. There we are. Mobilize the Hungarian forces as well. And there we are. Okay. We're at 18 nuclear tension, which is huge. We have our naval movement over here then. So, we do have some pretty large forces over here. We've got 27. If I go ahead and go into our stacking, that's a pretty significant force. Let's see. We gain a search bonus there. Search bonus, okay. Right, what I want to try and do then is build to 32. I do have East German units over here then. I've got the Polish Navy and the Soviet. Right. What I'm going to go ahead and do then is move up over here. I'm going to go ahead and concentrate the East German forces over here. But I'm going to pull them back. I'm going to let naval mines do some work and concentrate our naval forces. Like so. What I would rather do is engage the enemy on my own terms. So in fact, I'm going to pull back, let mines do some attrition work there. Attrition work, I should say. And then we'll move forward once we know where the NATO forces are. Okay, so there's a whole hell of a lot of air power to move here. I'm going to go ahead and try and move through this pretty quick, so may not move everything, but we'll move the vast majority of things and go from there. So what I'm going to do here then is we do need to try and get to Vienna. That's going to be the key there. Right, we've got 10 here. I do have a number of forces over here as well, bombers and fighters. Let me go ahead and grab a number of these. Right. Fighter bomber there. I do have fighters here. Okay. So I'm going to move through here and look for enemy air power. I'm not actually... I haven't found any. So that's very good then. So what that means is I can go ahead and really throw our bombers against Vienna. So we'll move them. As you can see, 7 out of 20. I'm going to really just rack up the amount of units in there. I would be above the stacking limit there. Okay. Let me go ahead and grab those. MiG-23 and MiG-21 there. Okay. Over here to the north then. Fighter bombers and fighters. Fighter bomber, fighter, helicopter. We do have larger bomber units over here, so Su-24s. Yeah, these guys are very difficult to hit. Strategic bomber, stealth, electronic warfare. You can see that they have a combat factor there of 5. They're also about 1 stack in 2, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple of these. And try not to move away. So we'll grab a couple. Let me go ahead and just move back. Okay. They're going to go ahead and join the forces of Vienna there. These ones won as well. So I'm going to go ahead and throw additional bombers in here. This one would appear to be... Okay. Also the effectiveness of the missiles against the planes they protect. Okay. So we'll throw these forces at the Battle of Vienna. Taking Vienna is going to be quite important. Okay. What I'll do then is place some air power over here. The reason for that is just to gain its aerial supremacy, which will help us with combat factors. Okay. What I'm going to go ahead and do then is figure out where the enemy's main air power is. Now do note that we have some fighter bombers over here and fighters. We have a large collection over here, so temporary regrouping of several fighter air units in order to crush NATO under numbers. Okay. These are really great. I will be looking for them. What we'll do then, fire those. So we have another one over here. Well, at least we have two groups of fighters. I do have units that would augment our forces further. I think these are locked right now. Oh no, this isn't locked, okay. There's a certain unit in here that's locked up, which is these ones, okay. Right, there we are. This one here, only one combat, so not too bad. Do have additional bombers here. We do have increased movement in this first turn, so it's worth actually really using that. So in here, from the Carpathian Military District, we have MiG-29s. These guys are very effective. So what I'm going to go ahead and do then is I'm going to have them based further out. Let's say over here to this airfield, so move them that way. Okay. Take them out here. We've got plenty of movement. Move that group in here. What I'm doing now is essentially building something designed to really smack around enemy air power. So I could get another 5 in there. Whoops. Let's say 3 and 3. Okay. I'll go ahead and take the 4, 4, 2, 3 in the air. 5, 5. Okay. These guys are definitely better. There we are. Takes me up to 14. Now, what I'm looking for is essentially where the enemy is here then. So you can see that we have around Nuremberg in this area. We have quite a few enemy aircraft. So we did use our tactical nuke over here, which is amazing. And so that's 9 attacks, so that's going to hurt them. There's a siege bonus over here. You can see it does degrade enemy morale. It looks like it degrades their movement. Apparently gives them a little bit more defense. I wonder why. Interesting, maybe just due to the destruction. You can also see that they lose a tank there. So yeah, that's very useful. There's lots of different ways you could use tactical nuclear weapons. I've kind of used them to smack. Okay, so I didn't catch the British Army at Rhine, which are in this area, but I did catch German forces out here at Hanover. Okay. Yeah, nuclear weapons. Great units. great things to show your friends. So, what we're going to go ahead and do then. Alright, I can't move too far. That's about 9. Right, what I'm going to go ahead and do then is move into this area. So we'll move through, engage the enemy as we go. There's obviously NATO air defenses. Okay. So we did take losses there, we did inflict losses on the enemy as well. Aircraft like this are very useful because they do actually help by cancelling out hits. So I'm not too sure how much damage we inflicted there, hopefully enough to make it worthwhile. Yeah, there we go, force them. So shoot down some aircraft there. Looks like some helicopters. Move into here as well. Yeah, we'll force them out. Okay, so we're in battle here technically now. But yeah, you can see that we did actually cause some problems. Oh, there's a fair amount of US forces over here. Okay. We cleared some of the airspace, and that's what we want to do there. So, we don't see enemy air power over Fulda, which is good, but I do see the air power here. So what I want to go ahead and do then is grab my fighter groups and really throw them at them. Alright, so I've got a fighter group over here. Let me go ahead and move them to this airfield. Again, trying to move quickly here. Got another group there. Let me just leave them there for now, and I'll just collect fighters around them. Fighter bombs I can use. Alright. These German fighters are going to be very useful. Move them over here. I don't need to use everything, but I'm looking to really hit the enemy hard. There we are. That gives me 12, which is not bad. What I'm going to go ahead and do then is move over into here. Yeah, we'll try and avoid the enemy AA. Okay. We shot down a number of NATO air units there. Okay. Looks like we managed to knock them out. So I can't move that stack now because it's considered to be in battle. But we've managed to clear a bit of the airspace out here, which is very nice. It does mean that I can go ahead and bring in my weapons of really quite tremendous destruction. So you can see here, these guys do take up a lot of stacking limit. That's about 6 there. What I'm going to go ahead and do, you can see we have another couple here as well. I must have selected the wrong ones by mistake there. But that's okay. Oh yes, I did. I took out the wrong ones there. Shame. But that's okay. There's fighter bombers and fighters in here, so they can actually go ahead and do some work there. What I'm going to go ahead and do then is, let's see... Fighter bomber... A fighter bomber regiment temporarily reassigned. Okay. What I'll do here then is, let's see. We have helicopters. These guys are great. They have 4-4 for the attack. These guys drop mines, but they are better for defense, so not too bad. So what I'll do then is grab these. We do have air power over here, so I'm going to go ahead and grab these helicopters. And again, these MI8s with the mines do boost enemy units, sorry, allied units. They do give us the defense, which is actually pretty good, so I think I would use them, in fact. So what I'll do then is move them into here. Go ahead and move these guys over to Fulda as well. Now, I know this is where the large concentration of German forces were sighted. There's also over here, but we did hit them with a nuclear weapon. Not too sure how much damage that could have done to them, but I'm hoping a decent amount. But what I want to go ahead and is really ensure that we can drive through. I could also go ahead and hit Frankfurt, but I'm not too assured of making it through there with air power. So what I'll go ahead and do is move these guys over here to deal with the German forces. Like so. I'll just make sure we have more aerial supremacy. And again over here, yeah, what we'll do then is we'll just take this stack, have it moved over here. Oh, so there's still some air power over here then, so I could do with getting rid of that. We do have some Czech air units. Right, there we are. Engage. Move over to this airfield. These helicopters are going to be very useful to break through, so we'll have them move up. You can see there's assets over here as well. What I'll go ahead and do then is try and engage over here. Rather not go through the air power, but you know. Try to deplete them if I can. Now, as I mentioned that we're not going to have a huge amount of time here, I should have set an actual timer, so I'm very much aware that we are probably running out of time. So what I'm going to go ahead and do then is try and speed things up when I can. And maybe that might entail not moving everything, but we'll see. I'm going to try and do that. It's not super difficult. It just takes a little bit of knowing where forces need to go. So what I'm going to go ahead and do then is just try to keep on tracking here. Okay, quite bloody path there. But it does work out. Okay, we've got our chemical weapons units over here then. So I do see there's a British Army of Rhine concentration over here. I would like to try and knock that out. That would be mighty handy. Let's see. What else do we have out here then? Fighter bombers, we have helicopters. Got another army over here that can move. Oh, there's a force over here that can move. So we'll go ahead and have them move up here shortly. But what I'm going to do is collect them over here. Helicopters are really, really good. Like these guys over here with the gunships. You can see they have combat. If I move it to ground, you can see that they have 5-5. So they're bloody good. They're very bloody good. Yes, okay. I'm going to go ahead and grab these guys as well. Okay. Fighter bombers over here. Fighters. I could use them, they're still okay. I think really I'm going to go ahead and use what I have just so I can try and get through things here a little bit sooner. So what I'll do then is, let's see. We've got our fighters, we also have a pretty advanced one over here then. So I'll move through here, attempt to take care of some of these helicopters and the air power here too. Not the best way to use them, but it is a way to use them, so bear that in mind. Again, some heavy losses on both sides at this point. There we are. Okay. So what I'll do is I'd like to deploy them over here, but I could also deploy them here, but it's not as likely we're going to get through. Chemical weapons are great, but they are very expensive to maintain. So you do want to try and use them when you do have air supremacy, and you're not actually going to take any retaliatory damage. Like, even here. And we do get off the reconnaissance, which is good. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. What I'll go ahead and do then is, let's see. We've got a tactical nuke off over here, so we shouldn't be seeing too much in the way of resistance. There doesn't look to be a huge amount of forces out here. But what I want to go ahead and do then is... Let's see. I really want to try and hit the British Army of the Rhine hard. I could also hit this German unit pretty hard. But I'm going to use these guys just really to ensure that we can break through. So I'll split this up over here so I can use it in 2 locations. Alright. Here's a little bit different. So I've got forces here then, okay. Again, you can see here the amount of air units. I mean, this is it. Depending on how things go, I'd probably like to use the tactical nukes against airfields, perhaps. I mean, taking out NATO's air power is actually really important. Right. There is a road in here which is really useful. So move into here. Okay. A lot of bombers here, in fact. And we'll use those bombers to great effect over here. Okay. Luckily, a lot of the work is done for you to begin with, as you do have a unit already pre-positioned for the most part. See a lot of units around here. Hits in Hamburg was pretty useful, it seems. You can see there's a lot of resistance here. Okay. That didn't go very well. That did not go very well. They're eliminated. Resistance very stiff over here in the north. Yeah, very stiff resistance in the north there. And again, if I wasn't so pressed for time, I'd create super groups of units over here. And it's definitely doable, but I'm just very, very conscious of time. But we are moving through relatively quickly. Often it's pretty good to keep your helicopters in very strong formations too. Helicopters really can pack a hell of a punch. Right, let's see. There's a lot of enemy air power over here. A lot of enemy air power. But the main thing here is trying to trick the enemy as well. Okay. Now, there is a lot that can be brought up from these districts as well. A whole heck of a lot. I think for the sake of time, and it's a shame, but we'll do this in the future when time's not as big of a factor. We'll go through here then, so you can see here essentially how results went, elimination hits. Hits are very good. Quite a few air battles fought here, but we'll move down to the land movement. Land movement is fairly straightforward. You see the enemy, you make sure that they no longer are visible. Okay. Engage in a battle. These units over here, move them out. So that is 26 there. I need to get onto 28. Okay, can move in there. Could even potentially get something else in there. Soviets here, massive concentration of units. Brings us down to 35. Take out the East Germans over here. Maskarovka, useful, but not super useful right now, as I need to just get units in here. Takes us down to 29. Let's see. I've got a number of these units over here. What I'm going to go ahead and do then is, in fact, take out the trucks for now. They are pretty good, though, I must admit. Like, they will help. They also do give you additional morale, too, so that's pretty important. I'd like to keep them in if I can. Right, what I'll do then is, let's see. 2. I need to get down by about 5 there, so it's not easy. Take out one of these. In fact, I will take out the trucks and takes me back up to 25. What I'll do then is take out one of these units here then. Okay, so it takes it down to 24. Moving now, got forces to follow up with then. Quite a few tank forces to follow up with. We've got here quite a bit. Take out these Germans. Some units can't make it across there. Need 5. Right, the artillery over here with 4. Oh, 2. Something else there. Ah, the artillery. Right, move in here. Okay. These units can move in here too. I'll take one of these Maskarovka. Can't move into there actually, so never mind. Okay. Got our Polish forces over here then. Let's see. They can move into here. So these being amphibious units, I believe, would have been used, but I'm not using them right now. So I'm below here. What I'm going to go ahead and do then, try and pack a bit more of a punch. Put a bit more in here as well. That's 3. There's 2 there. 2 here as well, okay. That cost me 4. Right, what I'll do then is I'll send you over here. I need 4 over there, in fact, so I can put in that tank division. So I'll put them in there. I could get another 1 there. So I'll put that artillery in here then. Okay. Okay, let's grab this supply. And move in here. Then that's the second group to follow up. We've got the Soviet forces over here then. These provinces are pretty full right now. There's no roads that go into here, so it's not really in my interest to push through to that right now. Additional Soviet forces over here. We do have some units over here. These peons are fantastic. And again, you can see here, looking for the rails. But if I do bring up strategic transport, I can move them a little bit faster. Some Soviet forces. We'll combine these guys over here, in fact. Border Guard unit. Alright. We'll have them moved out soon. Got these guys here as well, then. What I'm going to go ahead and do then is combine... Get the trains in there, so when we can move next, they'll have that bonus. Okay, move along the rail. Okay, move up to there. So let's see. Yeah, you can see that we have the Marines over here. We'll get them moving out in the near future. Yeah, so when I can, I'm going to move the rails. And then we'll move up these forces. So I'm not going to move them right now until I can really move them quickly. I do have a large force over here as well. Really could have done when I should have taken that last strategic transport there, had I realised. Let's take this one. Doesn't really make sense now, but I don't need to move the Marines that badly. Alright, they can stay there. That's a bit of a mistake that I didn't realise. Maybe we have another train somewhere. Appears not. Damn it. I need another couple Thomas the tank carrying engines. But we'll make do. Okay. Super strong force over here, so we'll move there. Combine over here. Apologies about my phone on vibrate, but I was going to go ahead and turn that off. Didn't realise it was even on. Okay. Some can't move into there. We've still got some East Germans in here. No, we're at 33, that's probably why then. Right-o. Trucks are usually okay to get out, at least initially. But what I'll do then is take out the air mobile. There we are. Oh, back at 29, okay. Quite a few KGB in here, actually. Right, there we are, move into battle. So looking at 27 here, I need to drop a little bit. These guys really are great, because you can just move them so quickly. Takes it to 23 there. There we are. Essentially, you want to attack across the entirety of the front. Move that tank unit over there. Okay, this is a big unit. Oh, right, yes, of course, needs to go there. Yeah, these units are pretty large. They will definitely pack a punch, though. $32. Does this have stacking? Oh, it has 12, goddamn. I may have done myself a little bit there. Not terribly, but it's something to bear in mind there. So I can't move as much as I would have wanted to move there. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind in the future then, because that can cause pretty big problems. We don't necessarily have to move through folder, we can move here. So I need 24 then, so I need to take out a little bit more. Ah, that's a little bit of a problem. I need to move through folder, but I can't move through too much of that. So we've learnt a lesson there, not using tactical nuclear weapons so close to the front. Yes, we have. Okay, we'll take out these units over here that are not particularly super. This one doesn't actually cost to have in there. That's 28. Need 4 less, so we'll take out the supply. I don't really always recommend taking out supply. Supply is actually really quite useful, but when needs must, right? Can't quite make it in there. Can make it over here, however. I don't think that's a very strong unit, but I'm going to go ahead and move up, engage that. Okay. Again, didn't intend to move this way, but hey, that's how it ended up going, actually. I'm at 25, okay. Take out a little bit of the artillery. Okay. I got some guard in here? Yeah, there we are. Get the artillery back in there. Right, border guard. Still a little bit too chunky to get in there. Need to drop about 3. So I'll drop these units here, move them in here. 24 can move in there. Probably got less actually. Where's the... There's the border guard unit. Okay, move them in here. So we do actually overrun them because we are significantly larger than they are. Which is actually really good because I can then move up through here pretty nicely. So... yeah. What I could do is also bring forces down here. But we're going to push on this way towards Nuremberg. So to engage in battles over here, but I can try to push on the airfields. If I push on towards like Regensburg, or Regensburg, however you want to pronounce that, that'd be quite nice. Try and push on this way, try and pressure the enemy. Also try and open up avenues of movement. Once I push this way, our supply lines will open up too, so yeah. I could have also moved a unit here just to block off its retreat path. That would have been also a good move. Some would even call it a pro-gamer move. Alright, here we are. 9, but that's okay. I do have Soviet forces over here, then 29, quite large concentrations of Soviet forces. What I'm going to go ahead and do then is try and move through a super force. So, let's see. Right, I've got 14 here. Let's see. So I've got my headquarters, which is -4. That would cost me to move into there quite a bit, so it's not worthwhile doing. Got the forces over here then. Do have Soviet forces and Czech forces over here to the north too. But I want to move on to Vienna as quickly as possible. What I'll do then is move into here, so that's -4. Move the tanks up into here. In fact, I'm just going to move the Soviet forces into here then. They're going to, of course, be led by the Hungarian command here, but the Hungarians do have Soviet officers in there anyway. Alright, 7. 4, 4. Okay, so it was not much more powerful than that. Take the KGB. Let's go ahead and grab... Artillery is very useful for things like this, because you do need to punch through. Oh, engineer is very useful too. Takes it down to 24. What do I have in terms of AA in here? I've got some AA in here, but a lot of these units can't move on much further. So we'll just take in what we can. Okay. And oh, this one's actually useful too. Right, there we are. So I can move through a decently powerful force. I'm going to move the Hungarians possibly this way if I could, or even move the, maybe even move them that way. And it's difficult because we can't move everything right now. I'll move a strong Hungarian force down here, then they can enter over this way. That boosts our strength. And I think just the artillery, yep, just the artillery. Okay, so I'll be able to move through Austria in a pretty strong way there. Okay. So, this Soviet force then. I really want to have that. I'd say probably move this way. Need to use the roads here. But it is a very large force, so we need to bear that in mind. Splitting it's not a terribly bad idea. Apologies about that. Okay. So move over here. You can see using the roads is pretty useful. They can actually merge over there, which is pretty useful. And I can go ahead and not put the truck in there. Okay. Put another unit in there. And this is essentially the great issue faced by the Warsaw Pact. He's trying to move so many men. But roads really do help. And there could be like a potential for a counter-offensive down this way. I'm not too worried about that. Forces can be moved fairly quickly. Quite a few tank divisions there. Move over here into East Germany. Move to Dresden there, so we can move a little bit further. Okay. Some units over here, actually. These ones are great. These are like airborne helicopters. So the Mi-26 is goddamn huge. But they're really awesome, because you can actually use them to move your supply very, very easily. So I could try and move in here, but I can't really easily get in there. So, this is where we start to come up against the issue of having so many units, but can't really move them easily. So we have to choose where to reinforce. And I think I'm going to go ahead and need reinforcements down this way. The road network is less than what could be desired. But at least we can get the units there to the front and have them ready to move up. We'll have to go ahead and deal with the Berliners. Okay. I've got all these forces as well that needs to be moved. Okay. And we do also have East German forces. Yeah, reserves there, basically. So we do have the East Germans that we can push up. Quite a few East German forces. So really we'd want to have them moved. Now, East Germans aren't... Yeah, they're not going to move in until we take Berlin, basically. Okay. Take these units out here. Right, there we are, 24. I can work with that. And there's not that many roads around here, so I do kind of have to bear that in mind. I do have less forces in the center, so I do want to have these guys move down to the center. Right, there we are. So I'm going to go ahead and do then is take the units that can move further. And take them this way. Let's move that unit. Well, actually no, keep them together. Move them over here. And then I should form like another army there. So we can work with that. Okay. Put a little bit more artillery in here. Okay. So let's go more or less cover things. We'll go ahead and get going here. So we'll have our battles. Okay, so you can see that NATO has retreated from the Battle of Lübeck. Now we have the option of moving forward. For me, I'm not that interested in moving up here into Denmark properly. I do want to really try and push through into Hamburg and then through Hamburg. So we're going to go ahead, but of course having the roads really do help. But if I move this way, I can take this and try and prevent the enemy from retreating. We do have the Battle of Hamburg, which is essentially, yeah, nuclear weapons. Not great rolls though. Not really much in the way of rolls. But yeah, that will that will do it. Nuke the 3rd Panzer Division. Yep, okay. We do manage to knock out a unit there. Nuke's gonna hurt. Short range air defense. Yeah, some good rolls here. Morale's pretty high. We'll drive on through. Break through here. NATO retreats. Which means we can... I think it may be due to some units not quite having enough here. Or I might not be able to drive everything through. Let me see. I guess we can't really break through here. Or at least, not as I would like, but I'm going to go this way then. Okay. Short range air defense against these forces over here. Do feel better for them. There we are. Now this is going to be a bit more of a test. They didn't do too bad there, actually. They do have support, but I did not notice that. So I'll probably lose this unless we're very, very lucky. Yeah. It's just a shame. Okay, so we do have our nukes over here. A little bit overkill then just versus this area, but hey, it does clear the way. Yeah, I do feel bad for these British and German forces over here. And you can see these nuclear biological agents, yeah, they really do pack a punch. There we are, they should break here in a second, especially with good rolls like this. Okay. Now, I'll move forward actually this way. Again, those nukes learned a lesson there. Probably want to have them moved elsewhere. Ah, there we go. So we did hit this air group. But the F4 Phantom is actually really, really sexy aircraft. Yeah. Right, so you can see there's a fair amount of support over here. So I think in the future, if I was using tactical nuclear weapons, I would use them really in the rear. Did manage to take out their SAMs. Actually doing a pretty damn good job there. Right, Hanover versus Nuke. Who will win? There's a hell of a collection of forces out here, and that's some good rolls. Okay. Yeah, tactical nuclear strike there. This equivalent of several megatons is fired against the region. Many tactical nuclear weapons. The troops in the said region have already suffered initial strikes and are on alert, so they can retreat. Yeah, okay. So that first one is essentially going to do the great spirit damage, but hey, this is like hurting the enemy. There you go. Right, nuclear biological. Not a huge amount of damage there, but still is going to hurt them. Yeah, there you go. So they do win that one, but they still take losses. Okay. There we are. Yep, NPC in there. Okay. We'll move north over here. Breakthroughs are really important. So I had actually blocked myself by using tactical nuclear weapons on the front, so do bear that in mind. But it's also very useful because it does actually weaken units, so it is interesting. Not many games we actually get to use tactical nukes, so that's pretty awesome. Okay, yep, NPC over here forces them out without much of a fight. Yeah, look at that, that was a total victory there. Ouch. Well, it's only a Maskarovka, so it doesn't really much matter. It's useful though, I must admit. Morale's not great, but it's not great on either side here. Alright, let's see. Local counterattacks. Ooh, they do manage to actually beat us back there. Not quite enough. Ah, there we go. Taking out the air defenses, so that's useful. Yeah, tactical nukes against the 9th. Sorry, 5th Panzer. NATO retreats there. Yeah, nuke against these forces with air power. Yeah, that's going to do some harm to these armoured cavalry units. And armoured battalion combat regiment. Oh, armoured combat teams. Okay. Taking out these guys is great too. Should be able to win that. Ah, I was hoping we could eliminate it. Yep, there we go. Oh, that's a hell of a roll. I think they hit everything there. Okay, wow. If I could move into here, that would be great. But again, tactical nuke. So I've got to bear that in mind next time. Or can I move in here? No, I can't move in here. It would be great, because I do want to open up the roads, but then this is it, isn't it? We'll move down here, then. That's a nice roll there. Oh, that's a very nice roll. Wow. Okay, that did a lot of damage there. Not so much to the Panzer Division, but it did a lot of damage to other units there. Good hits. Morale's actually pretty good then at 9. Right. I'll just move over here then. Again, had I not blocked myself with the tactical nuke, I could have been doing better there. There we are. Oh. They just managed to hold on there, it seems. There we are. Not so great for the air campaign there. Right, let's see how the Czechs do. You can see artillery does have a great impact here. This is looking... Yeah, well, yeah, there we are. Right, from Amberg over here. So this actually links up quite well. So this is what I was talking about earlier. Can I break through here? No, but I can break through here. Right, okay. Some pretty powerful units here, like the 1st Armoured Division. Knowing where that is actually pretty good to know. Not a great result for us. Ooh, ouch. Force some retreat there. You know, our morale's really low. Why is our morale so low? Ooh, panics. Not good. That did not go great. Okay. So you see the 4th Panzergrenadiers over here then. Morale's really good for us, low for them. Yes. Yeah, having a leader in here makes a big difference. Having armor in here makes a big difference. Had we had air power in here, it would make a big difference too. Wow, there's some really good rolls from them. Okay, there we go. We do manage to, yeah, okay, not destroyed, but not ideal. Okay, we do push through. I'm going to push on over here to Lechfield, a Feld. If we can take out the airfield, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Oh, we do actually manage to chase down the 4th Panzergrenadiers. Our morale's really high now at 10. Yeah, arm bonus, armor superiority. That's very good. Hopefully we can win this. The high morale will make it easy for us to hit. Yeah, we do force them to retreat once again. The Germans are really good because they will try and hold on. Okay, do manage that too. Now we have Battle of Berlin. Okay, morale. Leader, armor, air force. Yeah, there you go. Having air power makes a big difference. Just stacking all the morale bonuses that you can get really does help. It just means that you're a hell of a lot more likely to score hits and actually be able to win. Yeah, there we go. Close air support there. Yeah, they basically fall apart. I'll move over here to the road so we can then move on afterwards. Right, the Austrians over here then. This is just air to ground. Well, I do hope we can get to Vienna. Our morale's very high. Things are looking good so far. Opening a breach. Right, okay. Yeah, we'll break through here. Just south of the path to Vienna. Can't really move much further than that. Right, this is the one that matters. Okay. Yeah. So morale is at 11 here. Leader, armor, armor superiority, and air force. Right, go for it. Firing. There we go, this is looking excellent. Yep, should break them here in a second. Especially with rolls like this. Yep, they're gone. Should be able to drive on now. Ah, I just can't get there. Maybe the force is too big, that might be why. I could move over here, but it's not really worth it. You can see these are dug in positions, so we'll just hold here and then move forward. We do have the air battle over Vienna, so we'll use them soon. Oops, sorry about that. You can see we have a lot of air power here, a lot of bombers. At least we get to weaken the enemy before we engage them in the following turn. Oh, not great rolls here, actually, I must admit. Still taking out some forces, but not really doing a lot of damage. Yeah, this is definitely... Right, okay, bombers... not exactly ideal. Okay. Recon. Some nice rolls here. Yep, there we go. Shock and awe. Gotta really keep up that morale. So here we go, we have a 6th Panzer Grenadier Division. They're not looking exactly ideal right now. Morale penalty, movement points, yeah. But NATO deciding to actually hold in Germany does give them a pretty good benefit. Right, there we are. I think we're already at 100 nuclear tension index. Wow, okay. Do I have... Oh, we've got the... Okay, let's see if the nuke can destroy the city. That's something to bear in mind. Oh, there's a unit holding out here? Oh, the siege failed. Okay. Right, there we are. So now this is where you would have your units return to their air bases, or well, basically move up. You would have them move up then to defend. So what I'd do is, like, for example, move up over here. Like so. And the idea of this is essentially you place your forces so you can cover your own movements. I'm not doing this with too much thought. But yeah, you get the idea here, really. There we are. Right, okay. Yeah, radioactivity. And it's good because you do gain that siege bonus. Okay, despite the efforts of the West, yeah. Ah, there we go. So variable number of turns, which free NATO units have a reduction in their capacity to move there. Okay. I think that may have got stuck up here. May have to inform them. Right, so if we go ahead and... sorry about this, I think this has got stuck somehow. That must be a little bug there. So you can see here then that there were 58 NATO units eliminated, 59 damage. We had 6 of our own units eliminated and 64 damage. So quite a hefty tally there. But due to the fact... I mean, in fairness, there is a chance, and maybe if you use multiple nukes against a city, you could potentially score a capitulation of a city without fighting for it, and you just nuke the hell out of it. But that radioactivity will probably still be there, so that's something to bear in mind too. Yeah, so tension index went crazy here, and that could probably escalate into some pretty nasty things. There we go, fire an emergency. US Marine Corps for Norway. And that's due to the fact that we did obviously deploy another army to Norway, so they kind of... Yeah, there you go, so they're using tactical nukes as well now. Yeah, there we are. So it's one of those, you use nukes, you can expect nukes to be used on you. You can see the radiation over here. Okay. There we are. So essentially this phase here then is the retaliatory strikes by NATO. Yeah, the radiation is probably not nice, but again, we are gonna see retaliatory NATO nuclear weapons employed here, or at least not strategic, tactical. Yes, I've shown this, so yes, you don't have to suffer it. And hey, they can come in handy. The difficulty does come from the fact that a great deal of Germany will become a nuclear wasteland, basically, which makes it harder for both sides to fight. So, they're very strong in that they can open up some room, but they're not the be-all end-all. But yes, you can see here just how NATO's engaging in the air. Again, they're trying to do what we did. Move through, trying to engage our air units. Trying to trick us, basically. So in terms of how things went, hard to say in a way. We didn't breach through Fulda, mostly because... well, I mean, technically we did breach through Fulda, because the US forces there ate a nuke. So, a mixed result there. Really, you have to kind of figure out your strategy. Made good progress down here, but now to break through this was pretty nice. May have potentially destroyed the enemy air power here at this airfield. There's this fairly strong collection of US forces down here at Augsburg, how am I going to pronounce that? Yeah, you can see our forces there being attrited. So it does make me wonder, man, is it worthwhile trying to nuke the largest NATO concentrations of air power? Also, you don't have to use the tactical nuclear weapons on the first turn. I'm just a little crazy like that, and I thought I'd give it a go. Okay. There we are. So you can see here. Right, there we are. Military police. Yep. We'll also see the NATO counter-strike as well. Ah, okay. So I did see some forces. There we are. So you see forces in the south here. Yep. You can see that those NATO forces have... that could hurt. That could really hurt. But then this is it. We are preventing them from reaching the real battle lines, which is going to be around here at Nuremberg. Yeah, French forces over here as well. Oh, we also did see NATO nukes as well. Not ideal for them. Yeah, they retreat there. But I did see NATO. Here you go. Package 1s. These packages are pretty nasty. They will definitely cause a lot of problems. So in your games, when you're not trying to beat time, definitely make sure you have air defenses, because you will have collections of giant air power coming down to hit you like this. And they hurt. They really hurt. Those are giant units. So Fastberg is really... Wow, that is an amazing roll there. Okay. Yeah, there you go. You can see that just we've been pushed back by the sheer colossal amount of air power. So you want to make sure you can try and cover them. So again, make sure you place your air defense units over your advancing forces. Otherwise, you will suffer horrendously. NATO has very strong air power. And yeah, we are definitely feeling it here. And this is really not ideal. And here we go. Nukes. Okay, these poor Czechoslovakians. Oh, that hurt. Being pursued by nukes and air power. Oh no. Yeah. East Germans over here. Sorry, West Germans. Yeah. Air defense is really important. Each unit has... Well, most units tend to have a little bit in the way of air defense. But not all do. And when you really get caught on it, like for example, we have like these over here. These SA-12s. They're really important. But you really, really need a lot of anti-air. Because the enemy will come with gigantic amounts of air power if you really leave yourself open. So you need to have fighters, you need to have things in the air covering your ass. That's a pretty good roll there. Yeah, these are helicopters. Oh, interesting. Penetration. Yeah, penetration rate there. Helicopters and artillery. And again, you can see they are causing damage. Had I, of course, actually placed fighters overhead, then yeah, it would have been a massive difference there. That radiation is really interesting. Definitely learned a lesson there. Don't use the tactical nukes on the front. Whoa, my lord, that's a international force if I've ever seen one, and I am going to pull back from that. I think even a nuke would pull back from that. Oh, at least we know where the French are. Yeah, you can see how we've taken a huge amount of losses there due to air power. So make sure we cover our assets with air power. That is something I would recommend. This is a US round here. Well, essentially when you have helicopters, they can go for the air-land battle. The 11th Panzer Grenadier Division. Morale, a little bit in our favour, but not by much. Their stats are a little subdued right now. We actually do manage to pull it off. Right. There we are. And the Nuke and Hanover here. Again, causing problems. Yeah, Hamburg. Nuke versus truck, who will survive? Yeah, here you go. You can see that we actually have some air power here. Even just having a couple of fighters here and there will definitely help out a lot. There we are. Okay. So quite a lot of nukes going off right now. There's a hell of a counterattack down this way. Okay. But you can see here then, Hanover does have units within, but Hanover as a province has actually been opened up. So the nuclear weapons there have done quite an interesting job. It does mean that in future you can move through Hanover. There is going to be a price to pay for that. You can see nuclear tension there, 110. That's a lot of tension. But you can see here then, if we look at casualties, we took more eliminations and we suffered more in this round than we did in the previous rounds. So did they, of course. Yeah, hit during. Could not retreat from Hamburg. Could not retreat from Hanover there. City defenders, yep, okay. So we have a few more cards over here then. So we have ground attack, amphibious operations. Go for amphibious operations if we even have the assets to do it. A few more cards over here. Okay, industrial sabotage. Amphibious ops plus. Okay, so we can actually have reinforcements come in now. These are really, really good units. But again, you want to have them where you have airfields. Recover a couple of these units. In here, you'd look for the units that suffer the most. And bring them back up. There you go. Gain 6/6. Okay, now we have a number of replacements over here. We need 185. We have cards here too. I'm going to put all of this into replacements because we took a heck of a pound in there. And with the advent of NATO nuclear weapons, that's going to hurt too. Right. Engage. Oh, I forgot about the Soviet anti-ship units. Yeah, anti-shipping air power. There we are. And again, this is where you would then move your air. But what I'm going to do then, because we're going to go ahead and bring this video to a close, is move through here. We have our naval battle. Wanted to show this off. So you can see we do have morale actually in our favour. Our rolls not so much though. -1 there, a 1 for us. So not bad. Okay, submarine attack. Yeah, we don't manage to make it there. Do inflict 5 hits, take 3 though, so not bad. Okay. Operational art. So we could have one stack giving additional movement. And obviously pick something like that where you want to get it to the front. Now. But this is where we're going to call it to a close here. So thank you for watching. This video has been intended just to give you guys like a look through like a complete turn. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Obviously nuclear weapons don't play nice. This area, central Germany, is pretty irradiated right now. So if you live around this area, you're not going to enjoy it. You may enjoy having a couple extra arms though one day. But you can see over here that Hamburg has fallen. It looks like there's still a garrison here in Hamburg, but again, these things do help out. We can see there's only a 1 stacking value now. So yeah, nuclear weapons are pretty cool. They're pretty damn useful. More useful than chemicals, but chemicals are very good in the combat situation. But thank you for watching. Hope to see you all in the future. Goodbye for now.